I arrived home early Monday morning, tired, worn out, but relieved. I had been stuck at work the entire weekend. As the snowstorm swept through my hometown here in Pennsylvania, living simply wasn't an option. When I finally drove out of my workstation, I was stunned. The roads were lined with towering piles of snow. Traffic lanes had shrunk. Familiar landmarks were blurred beneath a thick white blanket. It was immediately clear. This storm was not an ordinary one. So you can see from far, I don't know whether you can see, my neighbor has horses. So when you see, the horses have been covered in special blankets to protect them from snow. So that is how some people keep their animals warm here. All the week, the weathermen had predicted a major snowstorm, which was expected to dump between 12 and 16 inches of snow. By the time I reached my neighborhood, reality hit even harder. My driveway had completely disappeared under heavy, compacted snow. Pulling in or pulling out of my compound was impossible. When I came from work in the morning, this driveway was full of snow. So the first thing you're supposed to do is to ensure that your driveway is cleared so that you can be able to drive in and drive out. Like many homeowners across the city, my first priority was simple: clear the driveway, just to enter my own home. Shovel in hand, exhaustion gave way to urgency. This was not about convenience, it was about access. After a storm like this, the work begins where the plows stop. For homeowners, the driveway becomes the first battleground, one that has to be won before anything else can move forward. Once the driveway was passable, the next task was the mailbox. Snowplows had piled dense, icy snow around it, nearly burying the post. In the USA, one of the most important things that you must have is the address, because the address shows where you live. So like this one here is my address. In case you send me a mail from wherever you send, I'll just come here and collect it, because this is my address and this is where I live. So this is one of the most important things that are usually forgotten when clearing snow. Clearing the mailbox is not just a courtesy, it is a necessity. Mail carriers need a safe access. Without it, deliveries simply stop. Digging out the small space felt symbolic, reconnecting our snowbound home to the outside world. Beyond my property line, the sidewalks demanded attention. Homeowners are responsible for clearing public walkways, and after a storm like this, those paths can become dangerous. The first priority is clearing the public walkways. So when it snows, you must clear this walkway so that you put snow where it's accessible for people to pass. Packed snow and hidden ice can easily lead to slips and injuries. As I shoveled, I thought of school children and essential workers who might pass by. Clearing the sidewalk was not optional. It was a civic duty. This is a public road. Whenever there is snow, there will be trucks which will come and ensure that this road is cleared. So they'll plow the snow to the sideways so that anybody who wants to pass can be able to pass. Virtual Learning Day means that children learn from home, virtually. This is through virtual classes where kitchen tables turn into classrooms and laptops replace desks. This was a reminder that modern life can adapt, but weather still has the power to disrupt even the best laid out plans. As I worked, a thought kept returning, and that thought was about timing. Had this storm arrived just weeks earlier, the city would have woken up to a picture-perfect white Christmas. Instead, It landed on a weekend. Beautiful, yes, but complicated. Winter's charm depends greatly on when it shows up. There was a time I posted a video with me mowing the lawn. So this was the lawn that I was mowing, but now it is no longer the green grass. Many of you have heard of the word white Christmas. So basically what white Christmas means is that during Christmas Day, there is snowing. So like if this snowstorm had happened at Christmas, then it would have been a white Christmas. That is why you will see in most photos, Christmas trees are usually decorated with snow. So like this one, if it was a white Christmas, let me try and decorate and see. So if it was a white Christmas, it will look something like this, but it will come naturally. It will not be decorated the way I'm doing like this. It will come naturally from the snowfall, you know. So that's what they call white Christmas. Snow and ice are not the same. So homeowners quickly learn the difference. So like now this is my deck. So during summer, this is where we sit and relax. This is where you can do your barbecue and just enjoy with your friends. But during winter like this, then the snow has taken over. And actually, it is no longer snow. Now it is ice. The storm also highlighted a clear difference between homeowners and renters. As a homeowner, every inch of snow removal fell on me. The driveway, the sidewalks, the mailbox, and safety checks. Next comes clearing the walkways within the property. So as you can see, initially this was snow, but it has now turned into ice because of the cold weather. So you can step on it, you can't go all the way deep. In rented apartments, landlords often handle these responsibilities. Home ownership comes with freedom, but also obligations that don't pause for weather or fatigue. Beyond shoveling, the storm demanded vigilance, checking the roof for heavy snow and ice dams, clearing vents to prevent carbon monoxide build-up, inspecting the basement for water seepage as melting began. Now, the other thing that you need to be aware of is animals. Wild animals like snakes, rabbits, deers, all those animals. So when it's cold like this, sometimes they'll come and live under your deck. So like mine here, I can see footprints. I can see footprints inside there, but I can't tell what animal may be staying there. So that is why it's important that you always keep your door, your windows, everything locked, so that those animals do not come and enter your house when they are running away from the snow. Like when I came out, I saw a rabbit just jumping from here and straight into the bush. Throughout the day, neighbors emerged, sharing updates, lending tools, offering help. In moments like this, a snowstorm becomes more than weather. It becomes a test of preparedness, responsibility, and community. By the time the sun climbed higher and the streets grew quieter, my driveway was clear. The house was secure. The worst of the storms was behind us. This was my first major storm in the USA. It will be remembered not just for how much snow it dropped, but for what it reminded us. When winter strikes, the real work begins after the snow stops falling. There are several footprints here. During summer, this is usually our walkway. So many people will walk here, either walking their pets or just exercising. But now nobody can exercise until this snow clears. So this is one of the areas that the snow is not cleared by the public authorities. So with time, this will melt away, and then the walkway becomes clear for everybody to use. But as you can see, people have been walking their dogs here. So those are the marks of the footprints of the dogs. My name is Bonventure, and this is Moving Pictures Kenya, connecting people, inspiring Africa.